Hello everyone, and welcome again to Your Money, Your Power. Today, let's talk about the reason why people go from business to business to business to business. You see, if you watch one of my videos on my channel, I was talking about the toxic mentalities that keep people broke. And we said one of them was a vagabond spirit that makes people go from business to business, and the people lack the staying power to remain on something until it begins to produce. Now, let's talk about the entrepreneurship cycle. You see, many of us, we go online and we see a business that seems to be flourishing. Or we have a friend that's doing a business and that seems to be doing well. And they were like, okay, my friend is selling, let's say wigs. So I'll start selling wigs. And then you go ahead, you buy the wigs, you open the shop. What pushes you to open that business is what is called uninformed optimism. You are optimistic because you are uninformed. You don't know the challenges and the difficulties in that business. You just saw it online, or you saw your friend thriving in that business. Now, you buy everything and you start the business, and then you begin to discover the problems in the business, the challenges in the business, and you leave from uninformed optimism to informed pessimism. Now, you are no more optimistic about the business. And after you leave informed pessimism, you go to what's called the valley of despair. The valley of despair is when you begin to realize or notice that you have cash flow problems. Cash flow is how money goes in and out of your business. You know that business is where you seem to make money. But by the time you finish settling all the costs to run the business, you're left with almost little or nothing. So you start to see cash flow problems, very few customers, heavy competition, external factors that are affecting the business. Then you are in the valley of despair. From the valley of despair, you get into what is called the crisis of meaning. The crisis of meaning is when you start to do some kind of soul searching. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I feeling so empty even though I'm doing this? And if you're a religious person, you may say something like, would this even matter in heaven? That is what's called the crisis of meaning. Now, this is where successful entrepreneurs and the ones who are going to give up are separated. You should be able to find a way to overcome the challenges or the difficulties of that business. So you have the option of either abandoning the business or finding a way to minimize the difficulties and to maximize the opportunities. And if you're able to do that, then you become a successful entrepreneur. But now the other entrepreneur will say, okay, you know what? Weeks is very complicated. It's giving me headache. I'll start selling cake. When you're going to go and start selling cake, you are being moved again by uninformed optimism. And then when you start selling cakes, you are going to fall into informed pessimism, because now you see the difficulties, you see the back pain, you see the sleepless nights, you see the issues with customers, and then if you're not careful, you will now say, okay, you see, you know what, cakes is also difficult. I'll start to do hair, or I'll open a salon. And then when you open the salon, you say, oh, I'm standing too much. So it's going, that's why it's called the cycle. You must find a business that you're passionate about. You give your all in that business. You learn how to minimize the difficulties, maximize the positive parts, and be able to thrive in that business. If you cannot do this, then you will spend your entire life going from business to business. So the next time you're in a business and you are facing difficulties, try to find yourself a mentor in that field, someone who has overcome those things to help guide you so that you can stay in the business and turn the business into a successful business or innovation. I hope that this is going to help you. And if you are doing business, I would like to know what stage you are in. Are you still in uninformed optimism, or informed pessimism, or the valley of despair, or the crisis of meaning? I'll be interested to know, and let's interact. Thank you so much. God bless you.